Cooking competition chicken thighs takes a lot of work, so I'm going to show you how to do competition chicken legs. The first thing you're going to have to do is trim your chicken. I like using poultry shears, and I just knock off that top part of the bone, kind of that top knuckle. I also get a pair of kitchen shears, and then I trim that, and then I go ahead and I just take those shears and cut right around the edges of the top to make it nice and smooth and to get rid of any of those jaggedy bits. Then you're going to pull back the skin. Be gentle on this. You don't want to tear it. What you're looking for is that tendon. When you have the tendon, that can cause some blowouts. So to solve that, we're just going to trim that tendon right away. Take a sharp knife and just take the tip of it right under the tendon and slice it right off. Once you cut to the top, then go ahead and just remove it from the bottom. It's okay if a little bit of meat comes off with the tendon. Just try to get it as close as you can. Then go ahead and pull back the skin again and see if there's too much fat on it. If there is, take that same boning knife and put it at a 45-degree angle. This is the same technique that you would use for scraping chicken thigh skins, but this is so much easier because there's a much smaller amount of chicken fat that's usually on these skins. You don't have to be overly aggressive, just trim a little bit of it away. Next, we're going to go with the brine. I like to use about a cup of brine for every 8 cups of water. First, I take 1 bottle of water, which is 2 cups, and I put the whole amount of dry brine mix in there, and I kind of let that heat a little bit to dissolve. Then I put it in a big container with the rest of the water. If that water is room temperature or cold water, that's perfect because it's going to cool down the heated mixture. Then go ahead and put all of your trimmed chicken pieces in there and let that brine for 4 hours. I have a whole video on the 3 to 4 hour brine process. Then just go ahead and reshape your legs and season them with your favorite seasonings. I like using my Girls Can Grill pork rub because it's a little sweet, and my Girls Can Grill chicken rub because it's nice and savory and of course goes perfect with chicken. Get yourself a nice rack that you can put on the grill and go ahead and add your chicken legs right on top of that rack. I like to alternate the direction of them. That way you've got kind of a skinny end on one side and the thicker end on one side. I smoke my chicken legs on a Hunsaker smoker. I set it on run and I adjust that top vent until the temperature reaches about 300 degrees. Go ahead and open the lid and place that seasoned chicken rack right on top of the smoker. You're going to cook this for about 45 minutes. Mainly, we're just looking for some nice color. Oh, and by the way, I do not have a water pan in my smoker for this process. Then I'm going to use some Kerrygold butter, and I love this little butter slicer. It slices the perfect size, equal pieces of butter every time. You're just going to want to pop those into an aluminum pan and kind of shape them right around the edges. That way they're going to melt evenly. Then I add a dash of either Worcestershire sauce or Moore's marinade, and I add my chicken pieces right into that pan with the butter, again alternating the direction so they fit, and then I tuck some extra pieces of butter right inside, so again it just all melts nice and evenly. Cover that up with either an aluminum lid or some aluminum foil. Take them back out to the smoker, and you're going to cook them for about 30 minutes. Go ahead and close that lid up. The temperature we're looking for is anywhere from 190 to 205 degrees. The further you go, the little bit more juicier they're going to be. You just want to make sure that they don't dry out. Next, you're going to go ahead and heat that sauce. That's going to help thin it out just a little bit, and then take those thighs and dunk them right in the sauce and hit them with a little bit more seasoning so that you just get that little bit of an extra pop. Place them back on your baking rack. Again, when you place them on the rack, go ahead and set them in opposite directions. Put them back on the smoker just for like 5 to 7 minutes to let that sauce set. And that's it, you guys. Once that sauce is set, you're ready to take them off the smoker and put them in your competition turn-in box. If you use it in a competition, leave me a comment and let me know how you scored. Be sure to subscribe to Girls Can Grill for more barbecue tips.